we're gonna go over something that you see all the time in an art store or online, and that is this right here. A brush cleaning tank, or sometimes called a brush cleaning jar. Should you go with one of these, or should you go with the bigger bucket and a cleaning screen for cleaning your brushes? So let's take a dive into see if this is gonna be good enough for you and your painting needs. Let's cut to the chase really quick. I'm always gonna recommend a bigger bucket with a cleaning screen because it's gonna make your brushes get cleaner, quicker, and faster. Because you have more surface area to clean your brushes, and since there's more liquid, there's more space for it to dissipate down, getting away from your bristles, so that way you don't contaminate either your mixing palette or your canvas in painting, which is something you obviously don't want. But what if you can't get a big bucket, or what sometimes is hard to get is the cleaning screen? Well, that's where we're gonna take a look at one of these brush cleaning tanks / jars. Even though they're not that big, they still do the job quite well for all different types of paint out there. Acrylic, watercolor, and yes, even oil. When it comes to picking out the right brush cleaning tank or brush cleaning jar for you, there's a few things I want you to be on the lookout for. Number one is go with a heavy duty material. This one right here is heavy duty glass, but metal also works. Stay away from the cheaper or thinner materials. You want something that can hold the water securely, but more importantly, it can hold things like mediums and thinners and odorless spirits. That's extremely important for a lot of painters out there. Number two is make sure you get something that has an airtight seal on it. So that way when you put water in here and you put the lid on and you turn it upside down or you move around with it, it's not gonna spill anywhere. Or if you're gonna again put mediums or thinners in here, none of the vapors are going to escape out, which is extremely important for you and your health. Next, be on the lookout for one that has these coiled springs in here or a cleaning screen. These ones are better than the ones that don't have it, for the reason that when you have your dirty paintbrush and cleaning solution in here, you simply just dunk your brush in and go back and forth across those coils or grate, and all of that pigment will sink to the bottom. That's exactly what you want, so that way you don't cross-contaminate your mixing palette or again, your painting surface. If you can, try to get the widest diameter opening that you can find. Surprisingly, most are kind of small, but this one here from Lion Company is great. I'll do you a favor and put a link down below, but it can actually accommodate my big 2-inch brushes. I mean, look at that, it actually fits in there. You don't get much space, but hey, it's better than nothing. Now, if you're an acrylic artist that likes to paint inside your studio or outside, I do recommend the brush cleaning tanks and jars. These come in really handy and they work fantastic. Simply just take any one of your paintbrushes that it's dirty, fill up the jar with water or whatever cleaning solution that you like, run it across the grates, switch it off on the side, dab on a paper towel, and you're good to go. But if you're an artist that works in oil paint and you do like to use bigger paintbrushes like I was saying, you might struggle a little bit, but here's a solution for you. I recommend just get 2 of these. Photo editing trick over here. And what I recommend is have one that's a dirty jar that you do for your first pass. For example, you could take your dirty brush, run it across here, and it's gonna get most of the pigment and binder material off. Then you wipe it off on the sides and then transition over to your second jar that's gonna be slightly cleaner and go over there for a final fix. From here, beat the brush off, dab it on a paper towel, and you're good to go and everything will be fine for you. This comes in extremely handy situations if you're the type of person that can't get a brush cleaning bucket with a cleaning screen. Another cool thing about the brush cleaner tanks / jars is it's a multitasker. If you don't want to use it for brush cleaning or you don't need it for brush cleaning at that time, I like to do this with it. If I need to use my smaller paintbrushes and I need to thin down some paint on my mixing palette or thin down some paint on my canvas, I like to keep this jar as my clean jar with my paint mediums or my paint thinners or odorless spirits. I'll simply just go in here and just get my little dab of whatever it is, put it on my mixing palette, mix whatever I need to thin it down, or apply it to the canvas directly. This will be my clean jar that doesn't touch anything dirty. Now, if you're interested in getting your own brush cleaning tank or jar, you can do me a huge favor and use the links down in the video description. If you want this exact same one, which by the way is the Lion's version, which I'll put down in that video description, which has the heavy duty glass, airtight seal, wide diameter to accommodate 2-inch brushes, and has the heavy duty coils for that cleaning screen, this rolls in right around 15 to 16 USD. Now, if that's a little out of your price range, they do make knockoff versions of this, which roll right around between $10 and $15. and sometimes those knockoff versions are sold in pairs. And my friends in the past have used those and say they work fine for the studio. Not so much for traveling, but work perfectly fine if you're gonna keep them in one place for a prolonged period of time. So you could do that, and of course, I'll put both of those down in the video description so that way you pick and choose which is best for you. If you need any more help with anything painting related, or you wanna know about this really awesome glass mixing palette here, hey, I'm gonna put that video over to the side, along with another video of my beautiful face helping you with your creative adventures. Wild wishing the best of luck and happy painting.